You have a pretty good team fight as long as Janna and Blob don't stack on top of each other with ults. So, we go into the game.
Okay. Fixing a few more technical things and I will almost in there. Excellent.
Okay. And it looks like the Morbid Morticians are looking for an invade off the bat. They're pinging deep into the enemy jungle. It may just be for a ward, or possibly not. The mid laner for, I'll just call them the red or the blue team. The mid laner for the blue team started down the utility tree, probably for mana and speed, but also picked up Explorer's Ward and the free biscuit. So
Sona. Now this hero I know very well. Probably the hero I know best in League of Legends. Pretty big fan.
And yep, it does look like they're counter invading each other's reds. This is it, assuming that they don't be out and walk smack dab into each other. Looks like redfox is recalling. Yeah, and now you can actually see blue team. They're swinging around. And there goes Graves recalling as well. So Darius is heading into lane. Graves will be going back to also get to lane. It looks like what they're going to do is probably take the red, take the golems for the red team, or the Morticians, and then head to their lanes. And it looks, nope, there was no invade from blue team, so they did back off.
And
they, that could be a slight advantage towards the Morticians early, but not, I wouldn't say in any way significant.
Yeah. Seems like a relatively even trade.
Well, right now, it depends on how soon until Sejuani realizes their red's missing, and I think Sona just walked right past it. So let's see where Sejuani goes. She did not smite. Maybe she didn't see it. Oop, that was a bad dash. Yeah, they may actually get away with this one with just a straight up stolen red buff. And here goes Sejuani about to check. Yep, and that's when she realizes there's nothing there.
How do you feel about this mid matchup? Cho'Gath versus Kassadin.
It's interesting. Kassadin is melee and is going to want to harass a lot, but if he harasses too much, he'll just go boom. Cho'Gath has some great sustain. Oh, some action up top. Darius going in for some decent damage. Nope, okay, and Aurelia walks away. Still chunked her down a little bit. Darius, such a bully.
Not a lot of wards up for blue. They've got one in the enemy jungle, or in the Morticians jungle.
One invade,
and then one in the bush down in the bottom lane. That's about it.
I think depending on how this wave goes up top, ooh, those bleed stacks ticking on the top laner can be pretty hard. So it looks like Aurelia will catch up in CS now that Darius is going back. Zac also returning to base. But yeah, in the mid lane matchup, Kassadin's gonna want to be a pain, basically. He's gonna want to. His job is not to win lane.
Oh, Sejuani's coming from round. There's a charge in.
Just barely missed the Q, but did land that. And this is where that not having that red makes a huge difference. Had she had the red, she would have had a better slow, and they might have been able to pursue that to kill Cho'Gath. Instead, he pops a health potion and uses Cho'Gath's natural sustain, and look, he's back at full health. No major cooldowns used.
How about jungler versus jungler? Who do you think is going to have a better ability to impact the lanes? with the rotation.
Zach is insane. He is a long-range knock-up. He can initiate from just out of nowhere. It's actually possible.
Did he was able to jump into the bush there, like evading the ward vision?
It doesn't look like it. I saw a ping go down from blue, so it's possible they caught him for a moment while he was in the air. That actually has more to do probably with the angle he used, and now, yeah, he's backing out. They both actually have somewhat similar kits, except that Zach kind of gets right into the middle. So, some decent AoE damage on both of them, some good tankiness, really, really strong, actually, teamfight initiation, and great CC. Little trades going on bot lane. Graves running low on mana. And Aurelia has been pushed out of top by Darius.
I'm gonna check the... see if the stream comments are back up.
Oh, it looks like there's a gank coming in mid, and
no.
Kasten just hit 6 and was able to blink out of that. Now Cho'Gath also has hit 6, and there's a pause.
Well, good time for me to check the stream.
Yeah, Aurelia versus Darius top lane. redfox is very familiar with that matchup, and I know that he's been confident about his Darius play for a long time. I don't think that'd be a major concern for him. When it comes to Cho'Gath versus Kassadin, if Kassadin can get to other lanes and make ganks happen, that's what you need Kassadin on your team for. He's a roaming mid laner. Now that he's 6, let's see how he capitalizes on that. You can see Morbid Morticians actually already putting some wards down to try to protect against that sort of thing, as for the top lane. Meanwhile, in bot lane, it's the one I'm least familiar with, honestly. Graves Sona versus Janna. I know Janna's got some great disengage. If anybody comes in on them hard, that might work well against Kassadin, depending on who he comes in and silences. What I would note is that Tristana is up in CS by 14 right now over Graves. So that's 50% more CS.
There we go. How do you feel about Sona in professional play? I'm very curious, just because
she's strong, and the funny thing about Sona is she's a champion that can scale well in pretty much all levels of play. Even at low levels, you can kind of just mash your buttons and be somewhat effective. Oh, Aurelia went in top lane. That was very unwise. Darius is 6. Oh, and she just walks away again, taking the lead. Oh,
he flashes in. Finished off for the first blood, going towards Stewart on redfox. That's pretty nice. Solo kill.
Solid. He's going to want to push that lane up. Fortunately, they know Sejuani is mid, and it looks like Kassadin is just back, teleporting into mid, and so there's teleport down on Kassadin. He really wants to be roaming and affecting other lanes pretty hard.
Down at bottom, blackbox and shoupdawoop, they're sitting at full HP, and they're getting a lot of good harass on someone random in Flame of Loon.
Yeah. But yeah, Sona is strong. She has a high skill cap of actually pressing those buttons at the right time in the right place, but she can also just push buttons and not do badly.
What do you think her biggest strength is?
God, that ultimate late game.
Yeah. Massive AoE stun.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of supports have
Tornado lands on someone random. Tristana jumped in, but...
Oof. Dashes out. That should push him back, and that may be some damage on the tower. He's gonna have to be really careful here. Oh, never mind. It looks like Tristana and Janna just taking the opportunity to back off. And it looks like there's no wards actually down there. shoupdawoop having some problems getting back. Yeah, Darius is definitely bullying that top lane hard, and Sejuani is not really been much of an effective force for ganking. She's had a couple kind of walk-ins to mid lane that haven't done much. Both mid laners do have blue buff now. That's great for both, honestly. And man, there have been a lot of Rupture's hitting Cassidon. I'm surprised. Cassidon's not the sort of champion gets hit by a lot of those sorts of skill shots.
Does seem like as a
Popping off.
melee hero, his positioning is a little easier to predict.
Yeah, but see, exactly, with that blink, I've just noticed that Toll has been doing a good job of basically waiting for the blink and then going in. Sejuani avoiding, not quite avoiding wards. Okay, she was just popping a ward down. Ooh, I don't like that ward at all. That would not actually see if Zach was.
Oh, she's roaming towards top. Red Fox
for a gank top. Now this is one
heads
of the
into
things.
the bush.
Sejuani can gank incredibly hard,
There's the charge.
and she does have her ult.
Red Fox
Here
drops
comes
over. There's Zach.
The knockup.
Red Fox
Didn't
goes
get the
down.
ult off, and Zach's gonna have to back off.
Good gank by Sejuani. And I noticed that time she has a red buff. As opposed to
Makes
the
a
other
difference.
time.
Plus, at this point, she's got that higher level E. She didn't even. Oh, she did use her ult there to lock up Red Fox. So that evens it up 1-1. It looks like Toll is very comfortable dueling Cassidon in the mid lane. Just when Cassidon's going in.
Zach up at top versus Aurelia. Trading some damage. Looked like he was gonna keep going, but just pushing her back. Really good wards for Morticians right now. They've got very good coverage across the map.
It's actually surprising that Darius went down to that with all that ward coverage.
Yeah, it seems like he had a pretty fair amount of warning.
Yeah. Maybe he was a little bit more confident. Wanted to see if he could turn that into a trade or something.
He did had Zach was kind of just around the corner, but
Yep.
couldn't show it quite in time.
In terms of CS, Cassidon's a little bit ahead in mid lane. But that may equal. Yep, that looks like it's going to equalize on this wave. And here goes Cassidon heading towards bot. You might see him ult a couple more times. Nope. It looks like maybe they're just setting. I'm not quite sure what Cassidon. Looks like maybe.
Oh, tornado lands on someone random. Zach is here. Big
Great
ult from Sona.
And Janna just disengages, but we do
Shoupdawoop.
have Cassidon coming in fast. Looks like they've just caught vision of him. They probably still have the jump available. Oh,
Good tornado by
great Q.
Janna.
And
So
let's
good
see.
good disengage by Morticians. They managed to cut their
Or
losses.
bot. This could be turned into a dragon. It looks like they're not going to go for it though.
Morticians do have vision for another few seconds, but that will fade relatively soon.
I'm actually surprised they didn't go for dragon there. They had a lot of health. And there's another ward going down. Ward's getting a little bit more defensive. Cassidon seems to just be. Oh, gank happening bot lane. Zach has made it down. Killing top.
Oh, Darius gets
Darius.
another solo kill on Aurelia. That's pretty big.
He's also significantly up on CS.
Oh, big jump in by Zach. Tornado does not hit.
Going in, no one else nearby. It looks like that dash is just keeping him alive, but he is out of mana now, and he would probably have to go back after that. Blackbox isn't in great shape either. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Cassidon behaving very oddly.
Seems like there's a pretty big CS
And
lead.
there's a potential gank happening mid lane that Sejuani did
Oh.
not. Let's see if there's anything they want to do about this. The
Cassidon's
ult
fairly
is
low.
up for
There's
Shogun.
Zach.
Zach being great positioning by Zach in these. He wasn't able to save top lane earlier, but he has been nearby those fights almost every time.
Yeah, he's always showed up at just the right moment, it seems like.
And Cassidon without blue buff, when he keeps using his ult like that, will go very quickly.
Yeah, in terms of farm, it seems like things are really favoring Morticians overall.
Yep. Graves is doing a good job with all the harass that they've been taking bot lane. Graves is doing a great job, but Tristana is a better late game carry typically. You know, and that's I wish I could expound upon that a lot more, but I know that a lot of it has to do with her range and the fact that she's got a great attack speed buff. Graves also has one, but his range is much shorter, so he's far more vulnerable. Looks like there's a dragon play going on here. Beast is up, so he just secures that for Cho'Gath.
There was no vision there for blue.
Triple gank into top lane right now. Darius is running out. I highly doubt he's going to make it, but it's interesting. It would be interesting to see if they can pull off any other advantage from that.
No assistance nearby, so another overextension
they could lose the top tower
from redfox. And he has vision there too. Again, I'm not sure why he stuck around so long.
Went through he used his ult, I think, to go through the jungle to get up there. But yeah, I'm not sure that ward should have seen something coming up. So it looks like in response they're just trying to push down the mid lane, and they're pinging that ward now. Maybe the rest of the team is asking the same question. Caston did get the kill. That could be uncomfortable for Toll, but I think the gold is still fairly even. Yeah, Cho'Gath's actually still slightly ahead right now.
Well, blue doesn't quite manage to get the top tier 1. They do a lot of damage, but not able to finish it off just quite yet.
Down to about quarter health. And Aurelia, well played there, but this still looks like Darius.
Oh! Wow. Aurelia's not faring well at all versus Darius. Seems like at this point every time he's alone.
The amount of damage he actually has, because she sort of stood there, waited for the pull, and then stunned and tried to walk away. But it's not the only thing that Darius has. And that could very well be the top tier 1 and first tower of the game.
Which, at the moment, with no towers down, it's 19k to 21k in favor of Morticians.
2k difference isn't huge here.
Oh, Zach jumps in on bottom. Flame of Balloon. He's separated out. He's going to go down. Blackbox picks up.
Very nice. And excellent that the AD carry picked up the kill.
Zach continues to... He seems to have a lot of impact in these lanes. Just showing up perfect timing again and again. And it seems like with that long range... What is that, a teleport that he has?
It says actually his E. It's like a... Basically, he pulls himself into a giant slingshot and then launches forward. And it's often what Zach players level first in the game. See, now he's going into mid lane from very far away. Can be quite strong. You just don't see it coming.
Bottom tier 1's taking a lot of damage. One of these side lane
just
towers
got spotted by those minions, and that should ruin the game. Oh, and there's also a ward there. Yeah, so definitely spotted. Darius tower diving.
Yeah. Oh, pulls a little back in, but
we'll see. And there he got the W, but he's backing off. He's backing off. Doesn't know where Caston is. That's a great play. Now,
Aurelia!
Aurelia does have some great sustain,
that was so close.
It's almost
but Caston's here. He's going to pick up the kill on redfox. And down at bottom, Blue's putting the pressure onto the tier 1, and it looks like they're going to get it.
In top lane, I'm not quite sure what Zach is trying to do here. This is very dangerous. I guess maybe because Caston's low on mana.
So Juani's coming in. Zach needs to back out. So Juani's coming around from the side. Oh, lands the...
Oh.
Flashes out. So he's going to be okay.
Oh, I see. Yep, his Spear of the Ancient Golem is up. They could dive him right now. Oh, except Cassian is out of mana still. So Sejuani would have to tank that turret.
Sejuani really wants to get this tier 1. Not able to quite pick it up yet.
Oh, just a little bit of trading under tower.
Oh, but there's Cassian. Jump out from blackbox. Can he make it? Oh, there's an ult from Sana. Red Freedom picks up another kill.
Taking advantage of that teleport.
Oh, he's chasing on Janna.
Great at pursuing.
Shoupdawoop. He could be feeding a double kill here to Cassian. Pushed back. Pops the flash.
Great flash, but one more ult. And it looks like he does.
You guys go down. Cassian appears to be becoming a big problem.
4 kills. And now he is ahead by about 500 gold over Cho'Gath in mid lane. Redfox, while he's doing well in lane, also does have those 3 deaths, 2 of which have gone to Cassidy.
Yeah, it seems
The
like...
question now is Cassidy going to be able to carry this game? Because no one else on the red or the blue team is really doing well versus their lane opponent.
Well, Graves, he is even. He's managed not to die. 153 evenly matched with...
He's about 500
blackboxes,
gold behind.
yes.
Based on that kill and the fact that that top tower and the dragon has gone down. Looks like now they are going for dragon. Blue
is aware of this.
Does know this is going on. So it looks like this could be one of our first 5v5s, and wow.
Oh.
Caston very, very patient with the ult.
Sejuani jumps in. Zach, he launches forward.
Looks like they... A little bit of a mix-up here. Sejuani's...
Oh, huge stun from Sejuani!
Tristana trying to run. This is not...
It's a 2-for-1 so far in favor of blue.
And
3
there
for
goes
1.
Zach down, so a 4 for 1.
Wow.
Cassidy was able to pursue. Cho'Gath's got to be super careful here. They can dive and
pops the flash.
Dive,
yeah.
Backs off.
Don't want to dive in the tier 2.
Probably be mid lane, and now the top lane has gone down, and the dragon.
Huge team fight loss for Morticians. That, it looked to me, that Sejuani stun landing on 3 people was massive.
Yeah, it was really, really good patience. It hit at a key moment. It did not catch Tristana, but here's one of the things about the blue team I just noticed in that fight. With Aurelia and Cassidy, they have a lot of mobility and a lot of ways to re-engage someone who's far away. And for Blackbox, that's going to be a trouble in this entire game. So yeah, it looks like they've taken the mid, they took Dragon, and now they're actually
taking the jungle
buff as well.
So versus Cassidy, oh, shoupdawoop. He's got to be careful. Jump in for Tristana. Red Freedom ult away, but they might get Sejuani for their trouble here. Red Fox comes from the side, pops the flash. Oh, pulls him back.
That's just a clumsy play.
Yeah, Morticians finally able to get something out of a trade there. It seems like the past 5 to 10 minutes they've had a little bit on the back foot, progressively more and more.
Yep. And you can see Cassidy continuing to get stronger, though. Graves did pick up a couple kills there. Now, though, pushing back, and because it's taken blue so long to get this back together, it's just basically a free turret.
It's pretty important. Red Freedom jumps in just for a little bit of harass. This should be, yeah, it's a clean disengage for Morticians. Picking up that tier 2. Pretty important for them. All the tier 1s are now off the map.
That mid lane tier 2 matters. That's a short lane to run down.
But blue
looks like they're just trying to counter this. They basically said, okay, well you took ours, and we're just going to run down and take yours. So all 5 of them are mid. Cho'Gath's here. Cho'Gath isn't bad in this situation. He's relatively tanky. And it looks like the rest of the team is going to be piling around. Zach walking through a ward here. I don't think he knows that that's there. Meanwhile, Sejuani on the backside, wanting to queue through and maybe get a big ult to set them up, but just backing off.
Seems like Blue probably doesn't want to fight with the tower on Mortician's side. They're not so far ahead that they can just dive with impunity.
No, their tankiest team member does look to be Sejuani right now, and not a ton of armor. You see different builds coming out of the AD carries. Graves going for that early Bloodthirster for a little bit of sustain and good trades, and Tristana focusing on the Infinity Edge, though now does have that Vamp Scepter, just going more for raw damage.
Some warding into the jungle. This could be a fight. Tornado lands on one. Still no ult. Used on redfox.
They've caught redfox.
Jump in from Zac.
Good disengage.
Separating everybody out.
But there's that Sejuani ult again. Blackbox jumping in the middle of it to try to get away from Aurelia.
Oh, huge stun.
And it looks like
it's a 1 for 2
so
far. It's 2 for 2. Blue's looking to be in trouble here. They got to disengage.
Still in this.
It's a 3 for 3.
Oh, and it looks like
Toll. That was so close. Look at the HP on Flame and someone random.
You can see how that Bloodthirster just helped Graves sustain a little bit and stay in that fight.
Ah, that was everything mattered in that fight. There was not a single thing that that did not get put to use.
If you have your ult still on cooldown, you made a mistake, and I'm talking to you, Aurelia.
Well, except for her. Really close fight though, and I don't know. I can't analyze it, but.
Well, I'd have to go back. It got split up. It's amazing that nobody died early. The teams just tried to focus, and then their targets jumped away and tried to focus again. redfox took a lot of damage and then backed off as Darius, and then had to try to come back in. Ended up helping pick up the kill.
How soon did Kassadin go down in that fight?
Kassadin was midway through the fight. He managed to get some really good damage in. I think he actually dove in on blackbox, but it happened pretty fast. I'll be honest, I don't remember all of what occurred.
Who do you think is more dangerous to the Morticians, Graves or Kassadin?
That depends on the phase of the game. So at this point, Graves has managed to pick up 6 kills. He is doing incredibly well, and both of the carries from blue team are closing in on 10k gold versus the Morticians, where it's around a little bit over 8 and 8.7. So they're both super dangerous. It depends on the circumstance. Kassadin is going to be that ninja assassin who's jumping behind you and wrecking your face. Graves is going to be the guy who's going to be slippery and just trying to keep shots on whoever he can hit. He does have the last Whisper up. He's doing good damage even against tanky targets right now.
There's the Baron.
Yeah,
Not a lot of wards up right now for Morticians in this area, and heavily warded by blue.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to back off. Oh, Kassadin's still in bot lane, and they know that. They could actually... Well, but he does have teleport up, so he's comfortable split pushing. They're going to just force a response to Kassadin with that teleport up, and...
It seems like they're going to be giving up the Baron for this. And they won't even get Kassadin, so...
They're not even going to contest this. This is very, very odd.
This seems... I mean, they could take a 4v5 fight here.
I think it would have been better to go for the fight at Baron on this, but...
They could find Kassadin at the Dragon. I think that might be the only trade that Morticians could pick up here. Kassadin ult out.
So that was basically a free Baron, and that does lengthen the gold lead that blue team has started to get. So 2k ahead, still not a major, like, this is a 5% gold difference right now.
Yeah, that one tower that Morticians has over blue, combined with that Dragon, will keep them in the game.
Still, Morticians need to think about how they're going to work against that split push, because Kassadin does have that teleport, and if they react all the time to him being by himself without actually taking any of the objectives, they're just going to be giving that stuff up every time. Cho'Gath has made it back up to 6 stacks. That's where he kind of wants to be all the time. And just note the ward coverage difference between the two teams.
There's so many wards.
Amazing job. Especially around that Baron for the Baron fight.
Yeah.
But even on the other side, they're going to be able to see if they're starting to sneak through the jungle.
Oh, Sejuani and Janna look like they may have been a little too far out, but they're going to be okay.
And Cassidy, split pushing, split pushing, split pushing. With all these wards around, he's going to have no problem getting to his team if he needs to. So the Morticians need to figure out how are they going to deal with that.
Seems like Morticians don't have a good way of dealing with the split push from Cassidy. Do they have anyone that can handle him solo?
With Zac, they should have a way to just hard engage against the other 4, and even if I know Cassidy's coming in, accept the fact that he's coming in. But as they're right now, it's a 3-on-4 in bot lane.
Oh, got an engagement
here. There goes
here.
The tower, and now it's a 3-on-4 with no tower. redfox is going down.
redfox goes down. Got too aggressive there.
Cassidy did also teleport, so that was a 5v3.
Seems like Morticians are having trouble positioning themselves. Oh, there's a jump in from Zac.
He just gets pummeled down.
Silence lands on 2 from Toll.
Wow, great ult from Janna to disengage Sejuani there. That could have been Cho'Gath's life.
Tornado on 2. Red Freedom jumps in. Toll's in the back lines, but he's pretty low. He's got to be careful. Zac, he's in the middle of things. Red Freedom goes down. It's a 3 for 2 so far. Or a 2 for 2, actually, not counting Darius.
And here comes Darius. They're not going to be able to pick up this. They got to be super careful right now.
Aurelia still has flash. But, oh, Darius jumps in, finishes off.
Oh,
Aurelia, can he pick up someone random? He does. Double kill for redfox. They won't be able to pick up Sona, but that's okay. They defend the base. They don't even lose the tower. That was a really good fight for Morticians.
They basically went +1 in terms of kills, deaths there. They were 14 and 10 before, now they're 17 and 14 over the course of that engagement.
Is the Baron buff still around? Or is that faded already? I don't know what the duration on it is.
No. Baron is just wearing off of Sona, looks like.
So, I mean, I think Morticians managed to just barely come out on top of that fight with the Baron not on their side. And with Darius down for the first half of it.
The problem is with Darius picking up those kills, he's not necessarily the person that you want to get farmed down. You can see Graves is just doing an amazing job of getting the kills. I don't know if that's something deliberate that Blue's doing or if he just happens to be getting that last hit, but it is setting him up to be incredibly overpowered going into this late game. His item build is almost complete, or well, getting there. Looks like he might be going for a Frozen Mallet, so he's going to get a Frozen Mallet and probably a GA or some other defensive item. But I mean, right now, you know what, I did speak too soon, is he's still got a lot of things left in his build. Still, ahead of Tristana for sure.
Well, some standing off in middle.
A few more wards going up for both teams. Sona does have the Oracle that she's going to try to use to clear out whatever she can see. And it looks like this is a little bit of a standoff.
Well, the vision for Blue is a little better here. They've got pretty much the entire Mortician's jungle covered in wards.
And Baron is going to be up in a couple more minutes here, so clearing out these wards is very, very valuable. The timing does matter when you do it. think the Morticians are struggling to figure out what was our next objective. What's our next thing that we want to try to do? Where do we go? Teleport from Caston's going to be up in another 30 seconds or so.
So jumping from Zach.
Once that happens, they're going to return to that split push. How will the Morticians deal with that? Looks like they're backing off to get blue buff.
Dragon should also be up relatively soon.
Great call. Dragon just did pop up. I'm guessing right at the conclusion of this Dragon, if they go for that, Baron's going to be up. And here's Sona walking around, clearing wards, denying that vision.
There's 4 grouped up at bottom. I don't know if they want to fight without Sona. Zach, he's chasing after Sejuani.
Gotta be careful. He just takes
they
a
can't get
massive,
baited into
massive
this fight, but they find
look,
Sona.
Sona's coming from the side. She may be. Looks like she's
Eating so much
overextended.
damage to
Will go
Shana.
down.
Her damage is
There's
crazy.
the ult from Sejuani. Now here's the interesting thing: are they going to continue this engage or take the free kill? Great ult by-
Sejuani, she
great
goes
ult by
down.
Janna there. Kept that whole team, was able to heal them all, push Caston away, locked Sejuani in.
Terrible positioning from Sona. She walked straight into the side there and made herself an easy target.
Yes, trying to rejoin the team there. She also gave up the oracles, the vision control that she had, and now it's a question of how can Blue attempt to deny this Baron?
Oh, Red Freedom. The ult's out. Zach, he's got to be careful though. He gets picked off by Graves.
This is all the damage is still alive for Blue, but
Oh, Morticians, they've really got to be careful here. They're so low, and nobody on Blue is. Toll goes down. It's now a 4-5 complete team wipe. That's really sad. I understand that Morticians felt they had the advantage there. They wanted to pick up the Baron, but all the damage was still alive on Blue, and they had no problem just ripping through Morticians who just do not seem to be all that tanky.
But the big ults were down based on that fight, so the Morbid Morticians didn't have some of their key abilities. It was incredibly risky, but also worth it that Kassadin and Aurelia and Graves hung around for that one.
It seems like the much safer
for Baron to do some damage and then went in.
The much safer objective would have been a tower there.
Yeah, maybe pushing down the mid lane. Although fighting all of your opponent's damage under a tower is not always a good idea either. And it looks like they're going for this Baron right now, and there's no vision there. They know they're doing it. How are they gonna? This is just gonna go uncontested unless if.
Can they get there in time? Zach jumps in.
Doesn't make the smite. Well played, good effort there. He did try to smite that. Exhaust goes down on blackbox. Can blackbox get away?
Toll, he pops the flash. Zach, he uses his flash as well, but he gets picked off by Graves.
Oh, and the Q just too short.
Well, this appears to be... It's a 2-for-1. Red Freedom did go down, but that's... Graves is still alive. A lot of easy damage from him. Janna drops soon after, and this looks to be the second inhib. In fact, Blue, they're just going straight for
they just want to win. Risky to try to win here with Tristana. Like, all the carries are still up, but I just don't think there's that much.
Oh,
They did manage to pick up, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop Aurelia from taking the base on this one.
It's just taking too much damage.
Well played by both sides. Very good game, back and forth.
I think that Morticians were totally still in it up until that last Baron fight. Their attempt on Baron, at which they got ripped apart by Graves.
Yep. Oh my goodness, and there's massive, massive damage coming out from Graves that game. Caston and you can see in the damage dealt to champions, Caston and Graves just incredibly strong.